Right, YouTube, Star Wars news dropped. Supposedly there was a scrap series starring Ian McDiarmid as his go-to character, Emperor Palpatine, who he actually was the actor who played him in both the original trilogy and in the prequel trilogy and even the sequel trilogy, now that I remember. So needless to say, he's an iconic actor for this role. And for this vlog, I want to talk about some ideas I had for this series, or potential series that could have been, which is a big sad moment for us all, because, you know, I really hope they bring this series back and do it right, because I've heard nothing but great things about Andor, while a lot of the other Star Wars series have gotten fairly mixed or even bad reviews. But I think if this series starred and went in the direction of the prequel trilogy and Star Wars The Clone Wars, that it still has a lot of potential, and maybe they could even bring Ian McDiarmid for the role. I know he's like 80 years old, but it could have been so interesting, so it's sad that we won't see him in his prime. But I will say that this Star Wars series could have definitely been a great opportunity for a rated R Star Wars style movie, or Star Wars style series, I suppose. I suppose that's be TVMA, because I don't know if series really do rated R, PG-13, PG ratings, but it's neither here nor there. So what would I want to see? Well, I would definitely want to see more in depth of how Palpatine felt on his killing of Mace Windu, and find out for sure if Mace Windu is alive or not. At this point, I figure in the series old age would have killed him, but I'd love to see more of the in-depth analysis of the fight, because there are a lot of theories that Palpatine threw the fight and let Windu kick his ass, but I'm skeptical. But I would be curious to see how that would be confirmed in this potential series, as well as a little more information on Emperor Palpatine's Force lightning abilities, which supposedly Darth Vader had the same powers, but due to his condition and circumstances of being in a robotic suit, he wasn't exactly able to demonstrate that. I also think it could do well with the political world of Star Wars and sort of the social issues that we saw in some of the deleted scenes from Revenge of the Sith and the original 4-hour cut, which fingers crossed that we find out more about that soon. I think more will drop on May 4th, which is the iconic Star Wars day, considering Revenge of the Sith just came out in theaters, and I'll be giving you guys a review on it shortly. But I figure since I've made other videos on Revenge of the Sith, that I don't know if I need to do a 20th year anniversary, but, you know, figure when the day comes for its official 20th year birthday on the nose, that'll give you guys a way better vlog about it. But what else do I want to see out of this, or would I have wanted to see out of this potential Palpatine series? Well, I want to see how Palpatine killed his master and how his master taught him everything, and Palpatine turns on him, and I'd hope for like a horror movie gruesome kind of death with Palpatine slaughtering his master, Darth Plagueis the Wise, as well as hearing more about that story. And I'd love to see that scene reenacted, as well as sort of what went on sort of in between the lines and in between scenes of Star Wars. And I'd love to see the series take place all across Palpatine's life, not just him in his Revenge of the Sith days, but also him in his young days, his sort of prequel child days, and, you know, even his young childhood would be interesting. But I'd love to see it take place in the original trilogy, you know, not necessarily before A New Hope, but also after A New Hope, and even after The Empire Strikes Back, but definitely not after Return of the Jedi, because for this series at least, I prefer that to be the end of Palpatine. So until then, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.